Hmm. Hey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Your hair looks great.
Oh, thank you. I showered yesterday.
Well, you're winning at life.
Yay, I'll take it.
I just put a beanie on.
You did it
So. Oh, it's so good to see you in here, Laura. I'm so glad to see you in here too. It seems like you've been crazy busy.
Oh, yeah, just December didn't work out for me, so.
Yeah. Have you gotten a caretaker for Taylor, by the way?
Nothing.
Sorry.
I know, it stinks.
Jeez. I don't, maybe, let me admit someone here. It seems like everyone's just feeling a little womp lately.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. You know, we're plugging along fine, but
Yeah.
it would just be really nice if we could get that set up.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah. But we're good. She has one caregiver, so it helps a lot.
Oh my gosh. Fingers crossed that you find a good fit sooner than later. Hi, everyone.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm well. I'm Melanie.
Melanie, can you do me a favor and change your name on your, so that the rest of the group knows you too?
Yeah, I was just looking for that because I had that issue with somebody else. Let me see where I can find it. I'm on an iPad, so I did it once, but now I bet it's there.
I think if you maybe hover over your, okay, great. Got it. You guys, this is Julie. She is like one of my best, dearest friends, and I just invited her in last minute.
Hi, everyone. I was so happy I had a meeting that canceled. So super jazzed to be here.
Yeah, I haven't seen, we just haven't chatted in a little bit, and she's only got a few minutes, but Audra, how are you doing? Oh, you're muted.
I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
Yay. That's great.
Mom.
I don't know. I don't know how I'm doing. I have not acknowledged that. I'm just kind of going with the flow, trying to get all the things done. Honestly, I don't know. Yeah, it's been as people are getting in here, it's been a pretty wild, I was going to say a wild week, but like, I feel like I just do this to myself, or I just add as many things onto my plate as I possibly can. And then I do this. It always like comes to a head, and then I have a little breakdown, and then it's all fine. I get through it. But yeah, that it hit me yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of like, I was supposed to have this really big event. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Shannon.
Hi.
Hey. I was supposed to have a super big event tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, but it's like a big wholesale event. I mean, this is my setup right now, and I have to break all this down because they postponed it till August. So I'm bummed, but I also could use the time to get my shit together more. So it's fine. But yeah, that's been like one of my main focuses the last few weeks. So all good stuff. Okay, I know a couple more people are going to be here soon. So while we're waiting for them, I am just curious, let's put in the chat, how many of you are resolution people? Give me a 1 in the chat if you're a resolution person, and a 2 if you're not. No, I love this. I actually really love this. Julie is the one so far. What about, do you guys have 1 and 2? I'm with you, Melanie. I'm kind of in between. Oh, interesting, Kelly. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah,
you
know what? A
Yeah.
stunt guy told me years ago that New Year's resolutions on New Year's Day are awful. You should do them on your birthday because that's your first day of the year.
Oh, I like that.
I've liked that. See, they aren't so dumb.
I really like that's especially great for me to incorporate into my life since because I try half-assedly to make a resolution every year. And then of course, like everyone else's, it kind of drops off. My birthday is in August. So I feel like that would be a way to redeem myself a little bit.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to get started here. I feel like I should warn you guys, today is going to be slightly different in a good, like fun, challenging way, because I'm going to push you a little bit with our first prompt. Given that, not to like annoy you by saying this, but Valentine's Day is coming right up, and no added pressure with that or anything, but it is kind of coming up. And we all know the phrase, you can't pour from an empty cup. We all know that. But I think that is very true. Stereotypes and cliches are true for a reason. And so I wanted to do something today to, love on ourselves. And I know we've also done cards to ourselves before. And I was trying to think of something new and fresh for us to do. And then I don't know if you guys have printed out your gratitude journal prompts, which, by the way, if you haven't, go in the community, go under printables and print this out, because I've copied this gratitude journal that I bought around the holidays, and I've been doing it every day. I never do anything every day ever, but I've been keeping up on it, and it's just made such a big positive difference. And they're sold out of it, so I thought I'm just going to copy this for you guys. I basically recreated it, and I've been putting each week of this printable in the community. So grab this if you haven't already. I think this one is for next week, but the prompt, it gave me the perfect idea. The prompt for this one was, think about your 5 senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch, obviously. How does each sense make your life feel richer? And I thought that was such a great prompt, and it felt so good to answer that. And then I thought, you know what? I have not personally really paid much attention to, my body, frankly, like to love on my physical self. And as much as we hear about self-love and practicing self-love and self-talk, how many of you guys have recently acknowledged your body and what all it gives to you? Give me a hand if you have. Laura, I'm not surprised. Okay, great. Yeah. Okay. So I thought this is not going to be a rapid fire love fest like we usually kick this off with. I just really want to take a couple minutes to use my template that I wrote up for you guys. And we're going to write a love fest to ourselves to start with. And to make this easier on you, let me share my screen here. So we're going to start. Tell me if you can see this. Okay. Can you see this? Okay. We're going to write a love letter to ourselves. And like every workshop we do, feel free to ignore this completely. Feel free to make it your own. Feel free to use this time to write a thank you note to someone or a little Valentine to someone. Feel free to write a card to anyone you want. But I just think that this will be a cool exercise for us. And so it's nothing fancy. I drafted this up last night and you can make it your own. Okay. But this is what we're going to start with. And we'll give this about, let's go with like 8 minutes. Okay. And I'll put a song on for all of us. I'll come back to that. I promise. Hold on. This one. Hold on a minute. How do I move all this shit out of the way? Hold on. Can you guys hear that okay? No? Okay. I'll share audio. computer sound through. Can you guys hear it now? Okay. So let's give this through the end of this song and I'll see how you guys are doing, okay? And I'll go back to that template. I see a few of you finishing up. I am myself. We'll just give it one more minute. I am going to ask if anyone wants to share on this one. This is like, wow, coming out of the gate hot on this workshop, right? If anyone does feel like sharing, that would be incredible. That is, I mean, go ahead and unmute yourself and just put it out there, because this is, I don't know what got into me, by the way, to give you guys this challenge right off the bat. I usually start with like fun, lighthearted announcements, but let me see all of your faces here. Did anyone have a hard time with that? Even though you had a, Audra, did you just create that?
I started it yesterday, but I've been working on it for a couple hours today.
Oh my gosh. You got to post these into the group so we can see them.
I will figure out how to do that.
I'll help you out.
Facebook and Instagram, but I can post them in the group too.
Okay. I will go ahead and share. If no one else feels like it, I have to say this has been really hard for me to just sit and slow down and acknowledge myself in a positive way lately. But we've got to do it, right? We have to do it consistently, if not consistently, at least every once in a while. I mean, come on, right? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share. And I'm going to count on you guys to share your next one. Okay. All right. Dear body, thank you. Thank you for carrying me through this beautiful life. Because of you, I get to play with my girl every day, love on my husband, see the world. Thank you. Thank you, brain, for helping me process, for helping me, I can't even read my own handwriting, for helping me learn, for protecting me. Thank you, legs, for bringing the world to me, for allowing me to stand tall, for propelling me forward. Thank you, hands, for being the vessel that puts my creativity onto pages and into the hands of others. Thank you for being with me every step, every day, for growing and transforming along with me, and for being my home. That felt good. I think I'm actually gonna pop that in the mail and mail it to myself, because how fun is it when you get mail from anyone, right? But I feel like we're all going to get so busy after this, you know, every day gets busy, and I think it'll be a fun little reminder to get that for myself. So,
Can I share something?
yeah.
I started doing a version of this after the shower when I put my lotion on. Just as I'm doing my arms, I say thank you for hugs. As I'm doing my stomach, I say thank you for my babies. As I'm doing my legs, thank you for making me tall, whatever. Just a little bit, you know, as I'm doing it, it just reminds me.
That's amazing. Is it part of your routine? Do you do it every day? Like
Whenever I shower.
How long have you been doing that?
Maybe a little over a year. It definitely was a like pandemic edition. But I have found that I do it a little slower also, so that it's not just such like a slapdash, you know. But also it does remind me like, oh, I might not have loved how this looked in the mirror, but like it did something for me. And there's a reason I'm putting lotion on it, because I'm taking care of it.
That is awesome. I'm gonna have to try that. Because it was so, I had to make a mental note of it when I did that prompt, that I got so much out of it, even though it was just talking about our senses. It's something obviously incorporated into our everyday, all day, every day. And it was like, oh, wow, this is kind of amazing to stop and acknowledge what our senses can do to make our lives feel richer. It was so simple, but I thought that says a lot, that it was like such a big thing for me to actually sit down and think about that, just the physical state of ourselves every day in our bodies. So it's, I hope that was fun for you guys. Sorry to like throw that into, kick off the workshop with that. Let me settle down and share a couple announcements with you guys, give you a little breather. I have to, is Anastasia in here? I think I saw you. Oh, okay. She wasn't here. I don't know if she'll come back, but if you guys haven't taken a look at her post inside of our community, go check it out. She did a really amazing thing that I want to like suggest to everyone in here and everyone I know. She created this box. It says hello 2022 on it. And she mailed it to me and it's so cool. It's got it, all you have to do, you can get a shoebox, you can get any type of thing, like a jar, you know, an empty jar from something that you got at the store. And you just drop little notes into it of awesome things that happened throughout the year. And then on New Year's Eve, you read them back. And I just think that that's such a great idea. And so I've been doing that. I've added a few in here so far. I'm going to need a bigger box that she also sent to me. It's really cute. It's got my logo on it. But I just had to share this. She added a post to talk all about this inside the community and how she did it and what she, you know, versions that she sent to friends, like the note that she put inside. It's just awesome. So I just wanted to share that and give her a little shout out. I also added a yearly card tracker. Thank you, Laura, for requesting this. If you didn't see this, this is also inside the community. It's just a 1-page printout to help you guys keep track of how many cards that you send each month. And I thought, man, that'll be inspiring, right? Motivating to get some numbers down on here. And I think just cool to see at the end of the year as well. I know we're already into January, you know, it's already the end of January, but we've got plenty of time. So that's also in there as a freebie. And what else? Okay, I just have to share this with you. Keep an eye out. I've got the card that I wrote our first prompt on. I'm doing a collaboration with she's in New Zealand. Her name is Jessica Ehrlich, and she's a poet, and she writes about early motherhood. She's so freaking talented, and it kind of happened by accident that we're collaborating together because I meant to send one of her posts to a friend, and I said something like, "Holy F, I've never felt so seen." Look at her work. And I just responded to her, like, so it went to her. And I realized that, and I was like, I'm okay, that was meant to go to a friend. You know, obviously love your work, huge fan. Thank you for doing this. And she laughed and she's like, well, I'm actually really great that you sent that to me. Thank you. And I was like, yeah, if you ever like want to put your stuff onto cards, let me know. It's so good. I just think so many moms could use it. And so she's like, funny, I've actually been thinking about doing that. And we've been chatting and collaborating, and I've got a series of her cards that this is one of them. It says, some days will be beautiful, others will be hard. I will listen, I will sit beside you. And that's just an excerpt from a poem that she wrote called The Fog. So keep an eye out. It's so, you guys, they're so good. So I just wanted to share that with you. And Valentine's Day cards are also in the works coming up. Let me share one. If you guys have suggestions on what to add to this series, I would love to hear it because I've gotten a lot already and they've been cracking me up. The concept is, I love you, even though you do this shit. And the first one is empty toilet paper roll left, just hanging there. I've almost got one done that's like a trash can just piled up like Jenga on top of the trash. And then another one of like all the kitchen cabinets just left wide open. Apparently that was a big trigger for a lot of people in my poll on Instagram. So if there's any that I'm missing that you would like to request, I'm going to do my best. The toothpaste too. Yes. Oh my God, that's great. My mom, oh, fun story real quick before we get into the next prompt. As you guys know, I'm the youngest of 8. And so the bathroom was always just a disaster, right? We always had a Mentadent, you know, like the push down kind with like the 2 that would come together for that reason, because the cap was never on. Someone would always like put the hair dryer down on the tube and it would just, so anyway, a lot of Mentadent. Okay. So speaking of Valentine's Day, I want to do a rapid fire love fest to just check someone off your list. If you've got a list of people that have been on your mind that you want to send a card to, it can be your number one. It can be a friend. I would love for us to send some love to someone that's having a hard time lately. And I want to challenge you to keep it short and sweet, like 2-3 sentences. And if you don't know what to say, this is my personal favorite Valentine's Day card, inspired by my dad's 4-line poems that he sends to all of the girls in the family every single year. It's incredible. Mine's not as sweet, but it says, roses are red, violets are blue. Rhyming is hard. Happy Valentine's Day. Use this as a template if you want. You can say roses are red, violets are blue. Rhyming is hard. You're the best. You know, you can change it to anything that you want. But let's just do a rapid fire love fest to someone. Be right back. So I mentioned in the email for today's workshop that if you had bonus points to you guys, if you brought either, you know, a song or a poem, just something that is on the topic of love and something positive and uplifting. It could be something from maybe, you know, the song you danced to at your wedding, or just anything like that. Bonus points to you if you brought it. If you didn't, I'm with you. I have a lot in my mind. I don't have them printed out in front of me, but we don't need to reinvent the wheel every single time we write a card, right? If you want to think of, just try to think of any type of song, any popular poem, anything that, like, you are my sunshine, you know, you can always make it your own. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy, just a couple lines. And for example, this is what I went to go get. This is a note I wrote to my husband probably 6 years ago that has been, ever since, it's been taped in our coffee cabinet in the kitchen. He's kept it up there. And I wrote it when, just like on a whim, I was making breakfast one morning and I could tell he was not looking forward to going into work. He was having a really rough time with this person that he was working with. That person was really affecting him. And I don't know why I thought to write this, but I put, Ryan, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't let shitty ass people take our sunshine away because you're amazing. I love you. And 6 years, you know, took me, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes. And he's said a few times since then, like, oh, that's been a funny little reminder for him that sometimes he's needed. So depending on your relationship with someone, you can do something like that. You can make it funny. You can, if they're getting on your nerves lately, you could say, "You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Now, please put your damn shoes away." Something like that. Like you could just keep it light. Now, please put the damn toilet paper roll back on. I don't know, whatever it might be. I would love to hear from you guys if and when, if you wrap one up, I would love to hear you guys share with each other.
So I have a little pen pal. She happens to be my great niece. She's, well, two of them. One of them's 6 and one's 3. And so we write back and forth. They're in Texas. And so I just did roses are red, violets are blue, rhyming is hard, but then I put I love you. And it's like, I put, oh, maybe rhyming isn't so hard.
That's so great. Melanie, I have to, okay, I'm just going to interrupt all of you guys really quick too. Melanie, by the way, so I invited her today because Melanie and I connected over Instagram last week because I was looking for some sort of template for the yearly card tracker. And I don't know how I landed on your account, Melanie, but you guys, Melanie had it. Not only did she have it done, you've had a goal for the last 10 years, right? To send 365 cards, just like, so we had author Gina Hamady in here. She wrote a book on her year of writing thank you notes and just cards to people. Not only have you done it once, and not only have you had this goal for 10 years, you've done it twice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's all welcome Melanie in here. She's our special guest today. I just thank you for being such an inspiration, and for also, that's really sweet that you're teaching the example, showing your kid, the little ones, 3 and 6-year-old, right?
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Well, it's really fun because people are always saying letter writing's a lost art. And it's like, no, it's not. You're just not hanging out with the right people.
Agreed.
It's out there. So
yeah,
I get excited when younger people really want to write.
Yeah. I'm finding that to be true too.
Yeah.
And people tell me, "Oh, are you, oh, wow, you do cards." Like, I feel like that's a lost art. Well, maybe that, even if that's true, it's more reason for me to do what I'm doing,
I agree, because it does kind of, I know when I send something to somebody, I don't always hear from them, but often I will, and they love it so much. So it's like, I get to have pleasure from it twice,
Right.
Once with the writing and then once knowing how much they enjoyed it. So I don't know. It's just good.
You can do no wrong sending
Right.
and receiving a card. It's one of those very rare things. So
thank you,
Melanie, thank you. I'm sorry.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Well, I mean, it was the least I could do. This tracker is heavily based on Melanie's design. She had this spreadsheet ready to go. And so I just kind of used that as a model. So thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You guys keep writing if you want. What was I going to say? I was just going to say something and I totally this is a random suggestion for all of you. And Melanie, I would love to hear what you do with cards that you receive, and how often. I would love to hear from all of you guys. When was the last time you went through the cards that you've kept and actually looked at them?
Well, I do save all of them. It's probably whoever cleans up after me when I die is going to be like, what the hell? But I haven't gone back through them for a long time. So that's a good idea.
That was, so part of the idea around our main prompt, which we're going to do next, was because there were 2 reasons why I thought of the main prompt for the day. One of them, I'll tell you guys about in a second, but the other was that every, the week between Christmas and New Year's, I do a big clean out of things in our house. And I finally put cards into like a bigger container. They were all just in a basket. And I almost felt like I was doing a disservice to the people that have sent me cards because I haven't looked at these. I haven't reread them. And so it just sort of hit me. I started flipping through these and oh my God, there's so many special cards in here that people have taken the time to write. And it felt so good. I mean, I totally made a bigger mess, of things around my house, but I got lost in it. It like late into the night, I just was reading through them and it felt so good. And I felt like I was actually doing them justice by reading them again. So that's my random suggestion to all of us sometime this week. Yeah. To go through and look at the cards and things that you've saved.
And I'll jump into it, Shannon here. So this is my mudroom, which is totally a mess with jackets and the rest of it. But up at the top of the mudroom, I have two big boards that I've stuck a gajillion. I don't know if I'm getting that up there high enough.
Yeah.
So that you can see, and I stick different cards in there. And so I look at them frequently, or sometimes I just will catch one out of the corner of my eye, and exhale the BS caught me out of the corner of my eye. And they're just there to remind me all the time. And I've got a couple of these throughout my house, and my husband's like, really? And I'm like, really? This is how I interior decorate, because it reminds me of all the love. And
yeah. That one caught my eye. You are the shit.
You are the shit. I do have to tell you that my most favorite is a picture of two creatures that we've never ever seen before, looking at Noah's Ark going, oh shit, was that the day? One of my favorites of all time, because that is the story of my life.
That's good. That's really good. It inspired me to put them up on display. Clearly I have to have my own stuff on display for certain things, just so I remember to post them and talk about them mainly. But I do have other shelves around that have cards and notes from people, that just things that make me happy. But I want to have more.
Can I add on a little?
Of course.
A sad story and then a happy story. A sad story. We used to move around kind of a lot when I was growing up, and I kept all the cards and all the letters that I ever got. And at subsequent moves, my dad threw them all away over time. So that was sad, because all those great letters and cards from all the years. But now, so I guess I'd say when friends started sending out wedding invitations and stuff, when all our friends were getting married, I saved them all thinking I would, I don't know, do a guest bathroom with, make it like a wallpaper or something, get them printed somehow and whatever. And then I just started saving all the cards. So especially the birthday and holiday cards, because those were every year. But, and I still do. So this goes back a long ways now. And I have a big box and file. I used to be really organized and anal about keeping it like certain years and stuff. Now it's all just a mess. But I do keep all the thank you note. I get a lot of thank you cards, and I keep those out all the time. They've been up, even though it's a new year, they've been up since, the last few months. So, and I'll just keep them up until it gets too full and crowded, and then I'll, slide them over. But yeah, it is cool to see everything. And I do go back and read the old birthday cards and stuff. I'll just pick a handful out of the bag, and it always, is a good feel.
Oh, that's awesome. These are really great ideas. Thank you for sharing these, because it's just so silly, right? Here I am having these monthly workshops and creating these cards and sending them, and yet I haven't taken the time to receive them fully, I don't think. So that's neat. Yeah, when we all pass away, whoever is going to deal with our stuff has got a real challenge.
They could just put them all with me if I'm cremated or buried or whatever. Just put them in there.
Yeah, it's true though. I forget who said it. Liz Carpenter, maybe. I don't even know who that do you guys know who Liz Carpenter is? I remember her name when she said this quote. I have no idea who she is, but the quote is, you can't reread a phone call. And I just love that. And maybe people would say, well, but you can reread a text. Well, how often are you going to go back and scroll through and reread a text? You know, it's the same type of thing. So, okay. Oh my gosh, it's already 40 minutes after. So I'm going to keep this moving here. Okay. So it was like 2 weeks ago, as I'm working, I was going through Jessica's work, as I mentioned, and like cataloging everything. Like she's got these 3 books, which, by the way, if you guys know of any, I was going to say young moms especially, but she's got 3 poetry books now. And I see in her comments all the time from moms of all ages and kids of all ages that, oh, wow, this really brings me back. I wish I had your words when I was going through it, you know, when I was in those early days. I can't say enough about how talented she is. And so it's been a real joy to go through her stuff. But as I was going through it, I printed off a poem that she wrote called My Little Lady. It's a print, and it's a letter that she wrote to her daughter. And I printed it off and I thought, I have to blow this up. Like, it's not doing, this was the print and I've destroyed it. But I was like, this has to be bigger. You know, it has to be blown up, like as big as I can possibly make it for her room, because it's so good. And so then sure enough, I found my college art portfolio, and in it was a huge pad of paper, like this huge, like sketch paper. Ding, perfect. I'm going to recreate this. And I don't know if you can see this behind me, but I've done copy after copy after copy because I kept screwing it up, or the scale wasn't right, or the pen wasn't right, you know, or it's just, I couldn't get it. And then if I got it, I misspelled something. I was like, you got to be kidding me. So anyway, as I'm doing that, I'm writing it over and over and over. And it's because I'm doing that, it was soaking in so much more every time. It was like certain lines, a few times, like different lines really got to me. And I just, it was so much more powerful to me because I was writing it out over and over and over. Maybe I didn't want to be doing that over and over and over, but it was a really neat exercise, like an unintentional exercise for me to be doing that. And so the main prompt for today, if you guys brought it with you, great. If not, I'm going to totally encourage you to look up a song or some type of work that means something to you and that makes you think of someone that you love. It could be your spouse. It could be one of your kids, anyone, right? But something that just really, that you're fond of. It can be lyrics to a song. For me, there's a Dave Matthews Band song that that I'm going to use for my card to my husband. And we put the lyrics on the back of our program for our wedding. And they are, do what you will always, walk where you like your steps, do as you please, I'll back you up. And that's kind of our motto for each other. There you are, Anastasia. Laura, I'll have to send it to you. I'm sorry. So I want you guys to be inspired by something that moves you, like someone else's work that moves you today. And if you want to write it out a couple times on something else first, you can. If you want to just go for it and write it inside of a card, go for it. You make it your own. But that's what I want to encourage you to do today, because there's so much good stuff around us, right? There's so many great authors and songwriters and just people around us that have already done this beautiful work. And so I wanted to go back and appreciate it. So that's our main prompt for today. And I feel like there was something else. Was someone going to say something? Did I miss? One other, if you're feeling stuck, the other thing that sort of hit me on top of Jessica's work this past week was this song I was listening to. by Rue Paines. I'm just going to play a quick part of it for you guys. It's about the little things. And so if you're feeling stuck, you're not really sure what to say or how to start the card, you can, here's an example. You can just take it from this song. It's about a minute in. Can you guys hear that okay, by the way? I can't see you, so just unmute and say yes or no. Did you guys hear that when
I could hear it.
Okay. Here, I'll share my share computer sound. And then I'll put a different song on and we'll get to writing, okay?
So make some more, and I just love you. I just love you. I just love you. Some otherwise yet hard to say things of sincerity nowadays. Oh, why are we all so afraid of saying something real? 'Cause she was lying in the sun, in the quiet corner where the river runs. Well, I went inside and I wrote the words, I just love you. I just love you. I just love you. Well, it's a simple truth. It's the little things you do. It's a smile on your lips when you walk into a room. It's the birthday card you drew that make me love you. I just love
I just love those couple about the little things. And if you're feeling stuck, go ahead and use that as a starting point, as a template. You can just say, you know, this Valentine's Day, I just want you to know I just love you. And it's the little things that you do. It's the way you make your coffee and make a cup for me too. It can be, you know, just the little things. So we'll go ahead and I'll give you guys about 10 minutes. And then we'll come back after that. This is going to be our main prompt, and you guys just spill it. Just spill it to your number one or to someone who really could use it, who could use some love. I'll put this other song on for you. We'll go for the length of this song. Can you hear that okay? Damn, that timing worked out really well. That never happens. How are we doing? Yeah, good, good. Gosh, I've got like, you guys are all stars in here, card writing all-stars. I see you getting to work. Who, you can put it in the chat, and if you're still writing, keep getting after it. But who did you guys write that last card to? If I can find my chat box. One of these days, I'll feel confident in my Zooming capabilities. Where did the chat just go? You can unmute and say it. I surprised myself. I just ended up writing to my cousin. She's like a little sister to me. She was a dancer all through college, ballet dancer, and she's had her second gnarly surgery for hip dysplasia. So she's in a rough time right now. She can't really do anything. She's just in bed. I mean, it's just been rough. So I wrote a love note to her. But who did you guys write to?
I wrote to my husband, who's
Aw.
having a really hard day today. My husband rarely has a hard day.
Hmm.
And we've had a really gnarly couple of weeks. And so I wrote him a note for today, but also wrote his Valentine's Day card. Yeah,
Wow.
it's really sweet.
Gosh, you're
Thank
on
you.
top of it, Shannon. How does it feel to have your Valentine's Day card to him done this early?
Awesome. I just need to remember where I put it. So on Valentine's Day, I could actually find it.
Oh my gosh. Don't you wish that there was a service like I feel like $1 million idea that someone needs to make happen, where you write all your cards out like in bulk. Like maybe you spend the first couple weeks of January writing cards for the year somehow, and then you give them to someone to mail out to you for you. Like like you tell them the date that they need to get there by, and they do that for you.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
Right. Oh, Kat, that's awesome. I saw in the chat that you wrote to a dear friend who gives great support and advice and just ended a relationship. Man, that's okay, Melanie. I'm glad that you're back in here. I wanted to say thank you to all of you for showing up today, and good on you for showing up, because I think that I've noticed that we've been kind of a quiet group the last few workshops. And I know it's because we're all sort of feeling like we're stuck in the mud a bit. And I know the holidays can do that to us. And it's just, yeah, Audra's nodding big time. Like every friend that I've talked to at length has, admitted that they're going through something similar. And it's just, I feel that this is so important, what we're doing here. And it's just so needed and so positive. And it would be easy to skip out on it because we've all got a million other things to do. But I just really applaud you for showing up today and every month. You're doing a really good thing, and I hope it's helpful. Yeah. Well, that was all I had for you today, and it's right at 11 o'clock. So if anyone else wants to share anything else, go for it. You just unmute, go ahead.
Thank you.
Otherwise I'll leave you guys. Yeah, thank you. I joke about this, but it's true that I need this workshop as much as any one of you. So, yeah, so thank you. I will, okay, we'll end this with this is 2 lines from this, again, this poem. It's called My Little Lady. I'll put a link to this in the recap email. But I wanted to share because it's on the theme. So she says, it's again called My Little Lady. It's a letter to her daughter. Couple lines. It says, love with hunger as well as contentment. Love yourself enough so you can champion the achievements of those around you and the ones who paved the way before you. Love brings exquisite beauty and pain. Only by embracing both will you feel love in its entirety. That one made me stop in my tracks, the last one. So cheers to us feelers out there who feel the beauty and the pain, because that is experiencing love in its entirety. I think I completely agree. Okay. Good work today. I will send that along, Shannon, for sure. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Mwah. Bye.